This story right here is going to probably, I have to choose my words wisely, is going to catch you by surprise. Because, and you know what? I shouldn't say that considering the stuff that I have talked about on my channel before, nothing should catch any of us by surprise. But in case any of y'all don't know, and I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't, this man's name is Gregory Locke, and he was a judge in New York City who was recently fired because he was, and this is what the title reads, moonlighting as a porn star on OnlyFans. And when I heard about this, I said, you got to be one of the dumbest people ever. But when I read into it even more, I said, yep, this guy's not only dumb, he has to be one of the most idiotic people right now walking the face of the planet. And you'll see exactly what I mean when I read this story. Let me just tell you right now, if you have any small kids in the room, I would highly suggest that you literally put them in another room where they cannot hear some of the stuff that I'm going to say, because some of the stuff is kind of graphic. And it's dated March 25th, 2023. A city administrative law judge moonlighted as a porn star on OnlyFans, the Post has learned. Gregory A. Locke, age 33, charges fans $12 a month on the platform and has produced more than 100 posts since he opened an account in November 2020. He maintains another X-rated account on Just for Fans, where he charges $9.99 a month. White collar professional by day, very unprofessional by night, always amateur, always raw, always slutty, reads description on OnlyFans. Locke's account contained dozens of images and videos featuring hardcore pornography, orgies, and instances of him drinking the contents of what appeared to be used condoms. I just want to celebrate Labor Day by having a man impregnate me, he said in one post. I told y'all this was going to get graphic. In another, Locke, who was paid $58 an hour by taxpayers to adjudicate parking tickets, even references his day job. I was never going to focus on work if I didn't let this out, he wrote on OnlyFans in November 2022 before masturbating in front of a camera. Now, this is where he really messed up. Why would you put references to your job into your bio on your OnlyFans account? You must have not really liked your job that much. Not only that, he had two personal type of accounts. He had an OnlyFans account and a Just for Fans account, which is basically another version of OnlyFans. It's basically for the same purpose. This is that OnlyFans is the more popular one. Guess what kind of porn I was watching in the middle of my work day during this quick orgasm break, he said in another. I'm a judge, he proudly wrote in January from a Twitter account where he frequently posted X-rated images and video. It's unclear how much cash Locke pulls down with his side work and smut. This performer has the opportunity to be earning over $100,000 a year if he posted more content, said Dominic Ford, the founder of Just for Fans. During his time on the bench, Locke did not always display a jurisprudence. Eric Adams can eat my C word. That's not, it doesn't rhyme with, I'm trying not to get too graphic with what he said. He said that Eric Adams can eat his rhymes with punt, but begins with the letter C. Locke tweeted in a March 1st post from his PG-rated account after the mayor made comments criticizing the separation of church and state. Locke told City Councilwoman Vicky Palladino to choke on a, you know what, Sunday in a tweet response to her criticism of drag queen story hour in public libraries and schools. This city must have absolute faith in its courts at every level, and employing individuals like Mr. Locke in positions of legal authority only corrodes the people's trust in the professionalism and impartiality of our institutions, Palladino told the Post. Locke's after-dark activities run afoul of city rules governing out-of-court behavior, she added. A city administrative law judge shall conduct all of his or her extrajudicial activities so they do not cast reasonable doubt on the city administrative law judge's capacity to act impartially as a city administrative law judge, and do not detract from the dignity of judicial office according to city rules of conduct. In fact, it was Palladino's official complaint about the Twitter comment that finally landed Locke in hot water with the finance department. He was fired Tuesday for unprofessional behavior. His city bosses were unaware of his very public side gig in porn, and finance officials did not respond to questions about how he was vetted for the job. Locke did not respond to repeated requests for comment from the Post. Well, I think it's safe to say that he might actually have something to fall back on with this extracurricular career. Apparently, it sounds like he wasn't getting paid enough being a judge, even though it said he was being paid $58 an hour from taxpayers, and this is what he decided to do in his spare time. This is some wild stuff right here. I gotta ask my New York followers, my New York subscribers, I should say. Were you made aware of this story? Because like I said, the story was posted 3 days ago, but it's not everywhere. You would think that this story should have made, I'm gonna be honest, this story should have made national attention. If they can get Jeffrey jerking his tubing while on a Zoom call a couple years ago, they should have definitely put this out there. But the thing of the matter is that what really messed this guy up and really what makes him an idiot is the fact that he actually put out what his professional career was and mixed it in with his extracurricular activity. I even remember seeing some people have posted online saying, why did they fire him? It's not a big deal. Actually, it is a big deal. It's not like this guy was working at Walmart. It's not like he was working at McDonald's. He was a whole judge. Like they said, taxpayers' money was going to him, $58 an hour. That's not something to scoff at. And he was supposed to be doing something on a professional level, and this is what he posts. And not only that, the other stuff that he was posting as well. Granted, I'm not a big fan of Eric Adams either. Good thing I don't have to deal with him as a mayor because I don't live in the state of New York. But for him to put up there, he can eat his you know what, and the other person can suck his you know what. Yeah, that's crazy. But that pretty much lets you know without the shadow of a doubt, with the stuff that I read here, as graphic as it was, this man is most definitely in the academy. For sure, without the shadow of a doubt. I wonder what the academy gonna have to say about this one. This is what you call getting beside yourself as well. Because, of course, he has PC privilege on his side. But he's also in the academy as well. And we know that the academy is very heavily catered to the ones who are PC more than anything. So he got on there and he pretty much put his whole self literally on public display for the world to see, for those who will purchase his stuff, and then mixed in his professional stuff in it. Like, why would you put that in your bio? Like, you could have left that part out there, and then people wouldn't have known that it was you. And then he was talking about how he mentioning his job while masturbating on camera. Like, do you not know who you represent? It's a good thing that they did fire him. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was for my practice or whatever it will be called, he would be brought up on charges for basically defaming the image of the company with what he was doing. Then he can go back into doing whatever it is that he's doing. It's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not even worried about being fired, because he probably knows he's making a few bags over there on OnlyFans and Just for Fans. He probably was looking for a way out. And that's probably why he did what he did. Because it said he had this account since 2020, which means he started around the same time as everybody else when the pandemic was going on and they needed to find a way to make money. I said the pandemic was the best thing that could have happened for OnlyFans. Because like I said, I had heard of OnlyFans way before the pandemic was a thing. I saw it here and there, but when 2020 hit, that's when it really took off because people had to make money. They couldn't go into work, so they had to find a way to pay bills and make ends meet. But they just did what they did. Hell, there's some people that y'all probably work with that have an OnlyFans, but they'll never tell you because they're smart enough not to put their their professional workplace on their bio like this idiot did, and not engage in the type of acts that they do while mentioning their place of work in a way that you would think that they're trying to be turned on by it. Like, y'all heard what he said. I'm not going to repeat what he said. That was a one-time read for me. But yeah, this guy, I think it's clear to say that he is most definitely out of order. Okay, so now here comes the part where he kind of not takes accountability for what he does. And I'm not even going to read the article because it's basically a rehashing of what I just read, and it just adds some other stuff in there. And basically all it's talking about is how he had this gripe with that Palladino woman and the stuff that she said. Remember, she was talking about she was against the drag queen story time thing. And a lot of people are against it when you see the videos that they put out there and what they display, especially when it comes to children. And of course, he felt some type of way about it because he's in the academy. He probably felt that it was homophobic or transphobic or what have you. But it's the way he went about it that is the reason he was fired. They could probably care less that this guy had an OnlyFans or has an OnlyFans or just for fans. It's what you were saying in some of the videos that they probably even care about so much either, because that's considered a private thing. But you put this stuff on your Twitter account as well for the world to see. So you brought your personal gripes with this woman who holds a pretty high position while still being employed as an administrative judge, and put that onto your public account and didn't think nothing was going to happen. At least the good thing for him is the person over at Just for Fans or whoever that was said that he gonna make a lot of money. They said he stands to probably make at least $100,000 of content. And with this controversy right here, he might actually come out, I'm trying to say this with no pun intended, but he might come out on top. I couldn't help myself. No pun intended. But, you have no one else to blame but yourself. And I read some of the comments on this particular post, and a lot of people are like, okay, whatever. Do you want a cookie? Like, do you want like someone to like really like be on your side? There's some people that was on his side, but not a lot of people. They was like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. You made your bed, now you gotta lie in it. But to try to do this right here to say that this was the reason, like I said, there could have been a much more professional way that he could have went about this other than putting all of this on Twitter for the world to see. And then I guess in his own mind to get back at them was to say what he said and to make these type of videos while he's disparaging the place that he at the time was still working at, was still employed. Remember, he was still employed by this company as this judge when he did all of this. That's why I said, I wonder, was he trying to get fired? Well, he better hope that this works out for him, because I don't know what else he's going to do, because his name is probably going to be smudged everywhere he goes. Like, good luck if he ever tries to get any type of other gainful employment. So he has to make sure that this works out now that he's pretty much burned his own bridge.